As we look at dashboards and reporting, we'll start with built-in role-based dashboards and then look at how you dig deeper, as well as how you create unique reporting to exactly match the needs of your business. I'll show you how you can use dimensions to filter and regroup data into meaningful information. We'll also look at how we combine financial and operational information to gain strategic insight into the business. This is one of the dashboards we've been looking at. I want to deconstruct it a bit to help you see how easy it is to build and modify to match individual business needs. I really can't say enough about dashboards. As I've talked to customers over the years, I consistently see those customers who use dashboards light up when I ask about them. The immediate visibility and control they bring to business management and decision making can't be overstated. Let's start by talking about the value of dashboards to individual users. Because they're completely customizable, you can build dashboards for any role in the organization. For example, if I go to this group of dashboards labeled role-based, you can see that we've built out some dashboards for key roles. A role-based dashboard like one of these can be the login point for a user so they can start their day with the latest information that matters most to their role. You can also create dashboards for specific purposes, as we saw with the consolidation dashboard and the FRC investment dashboard. I'll go ahead and select the role-based dashboard for the CFO. The first thing that jumps out on this dashboard is the performance cards. Each of these cards shows a metric for a current period. These show this month, though they could show this quarter or this year. They also have comparison metrics against the previous period. The comparison can be set to percent, as they are here, or to an actual value. You can also choose to show a comparison to a budget. The arrows quickly draw attention to potential problems. The value on the performance card is a summation of an account group, or a calculation using account groups. An account group is just a set of accounts that you define from the chart of accounts. For example, cash references all the accounts from the chart of accounts considered cash on hand, such as petty cash, checking, savings, and so on. By clicking the amount on the performance card, I can drill down and see a breakout of all the different accounts making up this metric. The drill down even shows me the comparative period for the performance card. Let me show you just how easy this is by showing you how account groups work. Account groups are the building blocks for a lot of what we do in dashboards and reporting in Sage Intacct. As I said before, account groups are defined by you to match the needs of your company, and they don't require the help of IT because they're built through configuration menus. I'll first navigate to the list of account groups. These have been defined to match the needs of the sample company. With just a couple of clicks, I can add a new account group. On the Account Group Properties menu, I can select a range of accounts, other account groups, or a computation of different account groups. Statistical accounts are non-financial metrics like numbers of employees or ownership percentage. I can also select a category, which is a set of predefined tags applied to the accounts to speed up reporting. To keep this simple, I'm going to select Accounts for Period, select Rental Income through Dividend Income, 40200, 40300, and click Add. Up at the top, I'm going to call it Passive Income and set the normal balance to credit since these are all income accounts. I could choose to filter the account group by different dimensions or include only debit or only credit values. But to keep this demonstration simple, I'll go ahead and click Save. Now I have an account group called Passive Income that I can add to a performance card on a dashboard and use it in a financial report. As you've seen, performance cards aren't the only thing that we can add to dashboards. We can also add charts and reports. To demonstrate these, I'll move over to the role-based controller dashboard. The controller dashboard is built around analyzing day-to-day business affairs. For example, we have a report called Changes in Cash Balances, where the controller can keep track of various bank accounts managed by the office. We have a chart that not only gives us cash on hand at a glance, but also shows trends for cash on hand over a 6-month period. One of my favorite charts is down a little further, the current month operating expenses waterfall. This can be used in a number of situations to break out the component parts of a total, be that monthly expenses, an investment fund, or any similar structure. Each of these reports and charts are built and managed in the Report Center. Sage Intacct comes with upwards of 150 pre-built reports. These include financial reports that report against the general ledger, as well as module reports for things like vendor aging. You can create new reports using the report writer, or you can duplicate or modify existing reports. On the list, you can see a number of balance sheet reports. These are examples of duplicated or modified reports. The administrator simply copied an existing balance sheet report to get all the standard accounts to report on, and then modified the report by limiting it to certain books and entities. In the case of balance sheet residences, the report is filtered and broken out by location, which is a dimension. Opening the report, we see a balance sheet column for each location or residence and a column for the combined total. If we close the report and choose to edit in the report writer, going to columns, we see that the person creating the report didn't have to define each column. On column 2, he or she simply told the report writer to expand by locations. Had there been 5 or 10 or 100 locations, the report would have displayed a column for each one, giving us a quick way to analyze the individual parts that make up the whole. This is really what Sage Intacct dimensions are all about. We can break out information into significant groupings to see areas of opportunity and risk. You can think of dimensions as tags placed on transactions as you create them. On a bill related to one of the residences, I would tag the bill with the residence as the location. For example, if I were to enter a bill for the power company on the line item, I would set the location as Palm Beach residence. After I post the bill, the expense will be grouped with other expenses for the Palm Beach residence. Dimensions are part of financial reporting or reporting against the general ledger. As such, we enable them in the general ledger configuration. Here you can see 9 of the 10 pre-configured dimensions available in Sage Intacct. The 10th dimension is tied to the subscription billing module, which I'm not using in the sample company. In addition to these dimensions, you can create user-defined dimensions to further focus your reporting based on your business needs. For example, nonprofits often create additional dimensions for funds and grants so they can report revenue and expenses by different funds and grants. Dimensions can also be grouped. Grouping is done dynamically. For example, if you're dealing with a lot of locations, you could group them by state or region to create a hierarchy or summation of your reports. Diving into the dimension structures, an example of this is the way we have created structures for the different entities, which the system includes as locations. This helped us create reporting on the different consolidation groups we looked at earlier. We've also defined residences and vehicles as locations so that we can track expenses and valuation changes using dimensional reporting. Another way we analyze data is by calculating financials against non-financial metrics. Like a business might look at revenue per employee. The number of employees is non-financial data, or what we call statistical data, used to analyze operational efficiency. We capture this in statistical accounts mentioned earlier.